Yo, what's going on, everybody? TK welcome back to another NBA 2K17 rebuilding video. And in today's video, we're going to be rebuilding the 2018 San Antonio Spurs. So this is continuing our 2018 rebuilds with all of the teams in the NBA. Next up is obviously the San Antonio Spurs. So this team did get a little bit better, but also lost a couple pieces, including Dwayne Dedmon. And might be losing Jonathan Simmons, but we'll see. But they did re-sign a couple other players. They re-signed Patty Mills, and we'll see if they re-sign. It was Green, and then David Lee are still out there, and they lost Dedmon. But they did pick up a really key, valuable piece for their bench, or even if they want to run a couple small lineups out there with Kawhi and Rudy Gay. But Rudy Gay, a big player to add to this team, in my opinion, a nice scorer that can come off the bench. It will be interesting to see how they'll use him, but I think he'll be definitely very key in their success. Another scorer that they can bring in next to Kawhi or run different matchups with him. So this is a very interesting team, obviously a team that contends year in and year out, but we're going to see how well we can rebuild this team. So taking a look at the player contracts, obviously LaMarcus Aldridge is on a pretty big contract. I'm probably going to be trading him or looking at a Paul Gasol trade, trying to get a better point guard. But let's see what we can get for Tony Parker first and foremost. So a guy that's 34 years old, is kind of injury prone, and is on a pretty massive big deal for a player of his caliber. We're going to see what we can get for him on the open market. But obviously Tony Parker has been there through the long run of San Antonio, but we're going to see what we can get for him. Hopefully it's a better point guard, a younger point guard for him that we can bring into the system, because I really like DeJounte Murray, and I like Patty Mills coming off the bench. So I think we can, that's an interesting deal. DeAndre Jordan, we bring in him in, maybe start DeJounte Murray and DeAndre Jordan next to Kawhi, LaMarcus. That's an interesting deal that we might go with, because I don't think you can say no to that deal. I don't know why they're giving up DeAndre Jordan for older Tony Parker, but we'll see. I think I'm going to accept this deal, and we get rid of Danny Green's big contract. So it's kind of like an equal trade here, but we obviously get the better players. So Tony Parker, Danny Green going over to the Los Angeles Clippers for DeAndre Jordan. So that's a big deal that we get right there for a big center which they kind of needed, because now I think we're going to probably trade Pau Gasol, or we keep him and basically have a nasty bench. But that's an interesting move right there. But now we're stuck without a shooting guard or a starting caliber point guard. So let's see what we can get for Pau Gasol in the open market. Hopefully we can get a good point guard, because that's why we traded Tony Parker, but we didn't get a point guard for him. So let's see what we get for Pau Gasol. Hopefully it's a really good point guard or shooting guard that we can go into next season. I'm not too sure why it's taking so long to find a trade finder, but we will see. But hopefully we can get a good point guard, and let's see what we can get for Pau Gasol. We could keep Pau Gasol, run a really deep bench with Pau, Simmons, all those guys coming off the bench, but we'll see. Zach LaVine and Robin Lopez. Okay, that's a really interesting move. Wayne Ellington, Marvin Willis, Kyle Quinn. Andre Drummond, no way. Andre Drummond, all these centers that are coming out. Jonas Valanciunas and his cancer. Otto Porter. I think I'm gonna go with the Zach LaVine deal right here. They're giving us Robin Lopez as well, who we're probably gonna flip and trade, but Zach LaVine is definitely our starting point guard for the future. Also can play two guards, so that's an interesting deal right there. But next, I'm going to go and try to find a trade for Robin Lopez and try to get a starting shooting guard. Yeah, so going through the trades here for Robin Lopez, we're going to get back Danny Green that we traded to the Los Angeles Clippers, just because he's a really good starting shooting guard, is on a relatively cheap contract, and we just have to give up Robin Lopez, who's on a massive deal, and then we give up a second round pick. So not a bad deal right there. Danny Green goes into our starting shooting guard position. And I think we did this team pretty nice. I think the bench is really good with Rudy Gay now addition, DeAndre Jordan. We brought in Zach LaVine, a younger, versatile point guard. But let's fluctuate these minutes here. Let's take away some minutes. I definitely want DeJounte Murray getting some minutes. And then Let's actually give more minutes to Dedmon, take away a lot more minutes from David Lee, and let's give those all to Simmons. So I think our team is looking pretty nice right now. I think we're ready for the future, and hopefully we can contend for an NBA championship this year. But this is what our starting lineup is going to be looking like: Zach LaVine, Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge, and DeAndre Jordan. A really nice starting lineup, especially if Zach LaVine can develop, progress, and then Rudy Gay, David Lee, Dwayne Dedmon, Patty Mills, DeJounte Murray, and Jonathan Simmons all coming off the bench. So I really liked how we developed this starting lineup. Obviously a lot of changes, so the chemistry might not be there at the start of the season, but hopefully it can progress, and I'll see you guys at the end of the season where hopefully we contend for an NBA championship. So at the end of the season, James Harden wins MVP, averaging 27 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 10 assists. Lonzo Ball wins Rookie of the Year. Okay, 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists. Crazy numbers out of Lonzo Ball. Rudy Gay, okay, wins 6-man, 16 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. Really good numbers out of Rudy Gay from our bench position. Really what we thought we were getting from him, and he did definitely come up big. Andre Drummond, Defensive Player of the Year. Hassan Whiteside, Most Improved, and Mike D'Antoni wins Coach of the Year. So take a look at standings. 60-22 record, 1 game behind the Golden State Warriors. This just shows how hard it was to actually contend in the West this year. And look at us, 3rd seed, could have been the 1st seed. We take a look at the East, we would have obviously been 1st seed. 60-win team to 3rd seed. That is surprising right there. Kawhi Leonard, 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Rudy Gay, who is out 1 to 2 weeks, so probably first 2 rounds, I'm guessing. 16, 5, and 3. LaMarcus, 14 and 8. Patty Mills, 12 and 7, coming off the bench. But it looks like he started for most of the season because Zach LaVine seems to be injured. DeAndre Jordan, 11 and 11. And really good season for overall our whole team. And in our first round matchup, we're going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's going to be hard to beat them. And yes, okay, we move on. We come back from a 3-0 deficit. It was either 3-0 or 3-1. But crazy, Kawhi Leonard went off, 40 points. David Lee, 14 and 9. Let's take a look at the coaching game plan. Zach LaVine, okay, Rudy Gay is just coming back from injury. Zach LaVine should be coming back either this time. Just the injuries are all affecting us now in the playoffs. So hopefully we can get both those guys back. But this is going to be a challenging matchup against the Rockets as we go up 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. Can we beat them? 3-2. Game 7, okay. We lost by 3 points. Let's take a look at the game plan. Patty Mills, Dwayne Dedmon's back. DeJounte Murray is okay. Zach LaVine, he's probably going to be out for the remainder of the playoffs, but I thought it said 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, actually it was 6 to 8 weeks, so he'll only be back in like the NBA Finals probably. So it's something like this one with Simcast. Hopefully we can come out with the victory, and it doesn't look too good right here as we are going to lose. We're going to get blown out by the Houston Rockets, and we're going to see who wins the NBA Finals. It's going to be Golden State Rockets, Washington, and the Houston Rockets have won an NBA championship. So that's interesting right there. Definitely thought if we played someone else, we'd probably beat them, but still definitely tough in the Western Conference. So we're not going to have any big high picks. We're just going to assimilate right to rookie signings, and okay, 70 overall, he should help us in the long run. Team player options, Zach LaVine, definitely bringing him back, Kyle Anderson, but a lot of injuries affected us in that playoff run, so hopefully next year we can be fully healthy and going into the playoffs, and I thought we could have won a championship that year, but Dwayne Dedmon, we are going to offer him his contract. Jonathan Simmons is going to test. Hopefully we can get him back. I'm pretty sure we got bird rights on him, so let's take a look here. So played contracts, we obviously don't have any cap space. I don't feel like moving anyone except if we move DeAndre Jordan. Let's take a look at his numbers to 11 and 11. Let's see what we get for him on the open market. See if we can get someone better, someone younger on a cheaper contract. Because I wish I traded for him, DeAndre, this year because he's on a 1-year deal now and would have just been an expiring contract. But let's see what we can get for DeAndre. Jahlil Okafor, okay. He had a bad season last year, but obviously he progresses, I'm pretty sure, really good in 2K. Chris Middleton, Pau Gasol, but Lauri Markkanen, he progressed really well, but we do have to give up Patty Mills. But I like that rookie combo with Lauri Markkanen and Pau Gasol. Okay, Tristan Thompson, Al Horford, he's on a pretty big deal. Tony Parker, Hassan Whiteside, and a first-round pick. I think that's the move to go with. I think that's a crazy move. I don't get why they're giving up Hassan Whiteside. I think he is on a bigger deal, but still, He is a year younger, and he is on a bigger deal, but still Hassan Whiteside should be giving us more than DeAndre did in the scoring department. So that's a huge pickup right there. That leaves us a little bit more over the cap, but Hassan Whiteside is now still there with Hassan Whiteside, LaMarcus Aldridge, Kawhi Leonard, and I think we're just going to get back our starting shooting guard type player in Simmons and then just go from there. So hopefully we can get him back. And actually, we don't have bird rights on him, so we're probably not going to get him back. Let's just see if we can get him. Okay, hopefully we get Simmons back, and there we do. We get Simmons back, and that's basically all we're going to do. So a big trade for Hassan Whiteside, but we still have work to do to actually compete in the Western Conference for the NBA Championship. You saw how hard it was. Houston Rockets took us down 7 games. We probably weren't going to beat the Warriors, but we still need to get work done. Huge trade for Hassan Whiteside. We definitely still have to keep improving this team. So I'll see you guys at the start of season number 2. So we just took off a pretty big trade to get Avery Bradley for Danny Green, and he is going to be our now starting shooting guard. And I think I'm going to keep Zach LaVine at the point guard. I think he can progress when healthy, so that's going to be our starting point guard. So we brought in Avery Bradley, pretty good upgrade from Danny Green, averaged 13.5 points last year, 5 rebounds, and I think in 2 assists. So I think he could be a really good player for us. That combo of defense with Avery Bradley, Kawhi Leonard. So this team is looking pretty nice. Obviously, the point guard position isn't where we want it to be quite yet, but if Zach LaVine can progress, it will definitely be good. So Zach LaVine, Avery Bradley, Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Hassan Whiteside lay out our starting 5. So it's LaVine, Bradley, Kawhi, LaMarcus, Hassan Whiteside. Coming up the bench, Rudy Gay, Patty Mills, Kyle Anderson, Jonathan Simmons, and DeJounte Murray. So a really good starting 5. I wouldn't be surprised if DeJounte does get the start before the end of the season. But we're going to simulate to the end of the season, and I'll see you guys once we're done. Okay, so at the end of the season, James Harden wins MVP, averaging 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists. Michael Porter Jr. wins Rookie of the Year. Jonathan Isaac, 6th man. DeAndre Jordan wins Defensive Player of the Year. Obviously, we traded him to the Miami Heat, and he had a great season. Malik Monk, Most Improved, and Jacqueline Vaughn, Coach of the Golden State Warriors, wins Coach of the Year. So take a look at the standings. We did have a bit of a drop-off. 51-31 record, 4th in the West. We did battle with a couple injuries throughout the season, and then Boston 55-27 record. Kawhi Leonard 22 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Hassan 13-14, Rudy Gay 13-5, Zach LaVine 12-3. Avery Bradley 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. LaMarcus took a huge drop off, 12 points a game, and then Derek White had a pretty good season. DeJounte Murray, it could go either way with him starting or not. He probably will start at some point. And we're going to simulate the playoffs. So a team that gave us a battle last year was the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it looks like they're going to beat us in 5 games. The Minnesota Timberwolves come out hard, and they beat us in 5 games. That is crazy, and it's going to be Golden State and Cleveland, and the Golden State Warriors have won an NBA championship. And so we could have won an NBA championship. I thought our team looked pretty good. We brought in Hassan, we brought in Avery Bradley. We made tons of moves to help out this team, but some way, especially in the Western Conference, it's hard to beat teams that are like the Warriors, the Rockets, obviously 2 teams that are always in the mix to win an NBA championship, especially with their new teams going into next season. But if you guys do want to see more rebuilding videos like this, make sure to tell me in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.